Oh, hi guys. Welcome to a video. It's been a really long time. This is an update video on my previous video that I talked about when I talked about leaving YouTube. And so I've been through so much since then, and so many things have changed. And I wanted to update you guys and share. For those of you who don't know what's been going on, my life kind of took an upside down turn, and I decided to stop doing YouTube. Oh, look at my collar. You guys like my schoolgirl uniform, by the way? Looks really good, right? So my skirt is yellow. So I did go to the anime con this year. Maybe I'll post up some pictures and stuff from that from my previous event. But I wanted to talk to you guys about my YouTube channel and how like I actually stopped making videos because I wanted to go into a smaller platform. But I don't seem to be getting much of an audience on there at all. I'm getting no people. I maybe have probably 30 people, but I have like 3 followers, and I've been on that site for about like 4.5 months or something, and I still have my same. I basically still have my same Wonder Not, storytelling event where I told you guys about him and what he was able to do for me mentally, physically, and the things I didn't want done, but he was able to do those things thanks to me, Madara, bringing me to him. So yes, a lot has changed. We have a lot to catch up on. I thought of taking back my YouTube channel, just restarting again. But that would mean like deleting all of my old videos. And I really don't want to delete my old videos because these videos help people who want to know how to shift. And I did bring up a lot of good points in my older video about shifting and how to not write things down. Because when you write them down, you're trying to get rid of them. Why did my brightness screen Why did my brightness thing pop up over here? Okay. Yes, you don't want it to be bright. It's okay. Like, you're not going to worry about that. Okay. Yeah, so the thing about this camera is I can clearly see. And this is not, I don't have a webcam hookup for this camera at all. Nothing like that. I'm watching my lips because I'm trying to make sure that it's not behind or it's not like catching up later. It just looks so weird just now. So anyway, a lot's been going on. Majin Buu, you guys know about him and what happened. For those of you who don't know what happened, I did a video on him. I'm not. The thing is, so Majin Buu followed me back to My Hero Academia, and basically, I told him that I was a cousin. And at first, I tried to tell him I was not his cousin, but then he said, "You Buu family," and I said, "Yes, I'm Buu family." Like, so now me and Boo, we kind of have a really cool relationship with each other. Um, he just wanted a family, someone who he knew that was like him, and so now I gotta pretend like I'm like him. So that's what I've been doing the whole time. He's not gonna. I don't do anything crazy. I just told him, we have pink hair and you have a pink body, and that's what makes us related because we have that. And I said, and look how weird I look. My skin is like dark because there's not really any dark skinned people like that in my hero. But I said that I came from like a different distant planet, so he believes that. And I gave Toshinori and I gave Keigo the rundown of him, and I told him, Majibu will destroy your freaking planet, okay? And I'm sorry that I brought him here. But that's in my other video, guys, that I brought him and that I lied. And I pretty much left Majin Buu there at My Hero Academia for like ever. Like, I didn't go back there for like a whole month because I was just afraid that I was like, shoot. And then when I came back there, he was just cool with everyone. They were like, hey, what's up, Maj? Like, they're calling him Maj and everything. He's got a girlfriend. Like, what? So, yeah. I knew that Midnight was gonna. And then I'm not gonna say I didn't think Midnight really liked him, but it was this whole thing. He had a crush on Midnight. He kept asking me, should I talk to her? I was like, you might want to wait because I don't know. But Majin was like, he just really wanted somebody to love him. He wanted a relationship like mine. And I'm like, I don't know if you can have that relationship like mine. Like, I'm just curious about it in general. But Midnight took him in. So they're basically dating now. So she's his girlfriend. I was just like, don't break Majin's heart. I really don't want him to be hurt and like destroy the planet. Like, I'm still scared of him on that level, but I'm like, we've gotten a little better. You got close because before I was just like, yeah, I'm your cousin. Like, I don't know, like, by the way, I kind of have a little bit of makeup on. I don't know if you guys can see like my eyes, everything. I just did the anime con last week, and I got these new little shiny barrettes to put in my hair to try to make me look like something because this wig is so freaking old. So that's what I've been up to, and About bringing back my YouTube channel, I don't know. Someone did ask me, like, oh, are you going to stop making videos? You're going to shut down your channel? I told them I would not shut down my channel. I was just coming off the air. I was no longer going to be doing videos on YouTube because I didn't really feel comfortable. But now I'm back in a spot where I feel like I'm comfortable again. I can do that. I just don't know how often I'm going to be making videos because, as you guys know, I have not made a video like this in a really long time. And I did want to do a live video so I could connect with the viewers and they can kind of find out what's going on in my life, that sort of thing, if they had questions and things for me. So that, so I did just have the Anime Con last weekend. It was a really fun. I traveled there by bus. It was not the easiest trip, and I'll probably never do it again. But I am grateful to know the experience. I'm glad to know what it was like to actually travel. So anyway, my new Achilles heel is Madara, because Madara feels like you guys probably have no idea what's going on. For those of you, some of you guys did actually follow me on my new platform, Odysee. Some of you guys did come there to watch my videos, and I'm grateful for your support. But I might not keep it up because I haven't had any other viewers from like anywhere else, and it could be that they're still new and they're still getting started. But I would like to let people know what's going on because I feel like this is one of those things where people have to know like what's happening. Like I kind of don't want to keep this from anyone. And I know I said that in a previous video. Like I told about what the Wandernaut did, about my traveling situation. And so Wandernaut was a creature that Madara brought me to. There was an incident here that happened here with a My Hero Academia character. And Madara murked him. He basically killed this guy. And I have no idea who he was, but he had the ability to shapeshift weapons into something, particularly bullets, into something else. And it came into this world as something supernatural. And it was a whole mystery with the police. They have no idea what it was. But basically, I feel like it was an attempt to end me. So I came at Endeavor. And I told him about what happened. This was like months and months ago, okay? If you guys follow, like right before my channel ended, I ended it because of that. Because I was worried about everything that was going on. My clone Candy, who had the one that gave birth to Frodo, not me, but my actual clone that they used. She kind of came at me. I'm basically just giving you guys a summary of what happened. If you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, okay? I'm just giving you a quick summary for those of you who weren't there to actually watch or listen to anything because you guys couldn't find me, or I did express where my new channel was going to be, but I noticed not a lot of people came there to really see the video. So now I'm trying to like go back and explain everything and trying to remember things that you guys should probably know about if I'm going to be restarting my channel on YouTube. So anyway, yes, I'm very happy now. A lot of things have changed in my life. My life is even getting better as time goes on. I'll slow down a little bit. I am feeling better, but I'm also trying to be very patient with what I'm doing. I'm not a patient person at all. When things happen, I act irrationally, and I'm very impulsive, and I usually do things, and then I think about it later, and then I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. And actually, that's not really a mature thing to do, but I found out it's not about maturity. It's really about people's different reactions to certain types of things and the way they react to them. So that's really that's me. I just did a whole rant in 8 minutes telling you guys too much information. TMI. So I'm going to slow down so you guys can understand me better, because I realized I am running off the rails. Deep breath. All right, in a nutshell, what happened? Madara brought me to this being because of something that happened here. I was almost harmed in this reality by a creature from the My Hero Academia universe. When I went back, I did not tell Toshinori or Keiko about what happened because I didn't want them to lose it. But I found out that Toshinori was behind the whole incident because he was trying to get me so that I would stay with him forever. Because apparently, according to their law or their rule, if someone comes from there to this reality here, like this normal reality that we live in as humans, and they were to like murk me or pick me off, I would be stuck in their reality, or I would come back into their reality. Like that part of my body, my soul part will come back to my consciousness, will go back to the My Hero Academia reality and be stuck there because I will be linked to this spirit or whatever from that realm, from that dimension, from that DR. That's what happened. So Toshinori was feeling like um I had a long talk with him. Like he was crying, all type of stuff. Like he didn't want me to know he was crying, but we had this long talk and he felt like there was a chance he could lose me and I might not ever be able to return to them. And it wasn't just that, but I think he was wrong in so many ways. And like, I think it took a long time for him to really like admit that he was wrong. Endeavor actually went and talked to him, but Endeavor took care of the guy first, and then Madara just murked him. So this man, this assassin that came to assassinate me in this reality, did not succeed. And the things that were found and left behind by him were supernatural things that's being investigated, and even still, like where it happened, that they're getting ready to move because they're getting too much attention as far as media wise and the mysteries of whatever. And you know, when that kind of thing happens, you usually have a government involved, and then it turns into like a Section 8 type, not Section 8. What's that? Area 51 or whatever, something like that. Area 52. I don't know, some crap like that. So they're trying to get the heck out of there because of that. They have no idea what's going on. I didn't share that with them because I just made them think, you know, someone was coming after you from the club. Or basically, that's not what happened, though. It's a whole, like, thing. It's a whole thing. But the fact that they could not find anything linked to any weapons is just some weird residue and weird type of shapes that have nothing to do with, not something you can put into a barrel. That sort of thing. And I'm trying to tell you guys without telling you. That's basically what happened. So Madara took care of him. Then he said, then after Madara took care of that guy or whatever, sadly, I don't know what the guy's name is. I don't know nothing about this guy. I just know that he's gone now because Madara stepped in. Oh, sorry. Ooh, we were shaking. We were having an earthquake. Ooh. Yeah. So anyway, Madara basically took me to this guy. Okay, this creature. I did not know what this creature was. And he was called the Wandernaut. And the Wandernaut, I figured out what his name meant because I talked about that in my other video, which you guys probably may have not watched, or you may have. It's on Odysee, okay? And I talked about how the Wandernaut, I didn't understand what his name was, but Madara said he could make me forget everything because I was having a really hard time during that time because of what was going on. And it was almost at a point where I was so depressed, and he could see what was happening. I was still coming around Toshinori. I was still coming around Keigo, but I was coming around them in a way that made them not want to be around me. Even in a desirable state where I'm sad and angry or upset, they can still want to be around me. But it's something completely different when you become in a depressed slump state or whatever. So Madara was like, he can make me forget everything. And he had this creature here that wanted to talk to me. And the creature told me, no matter what you do, you cannot escape the darkness. It is all around you. You will always return to it no matter what. And you who travel from time and space and from place to place. And I said, everyone, I do not travel from place to place. And I do not travel through time and space. And he's like, you who travel. He basically repeated it again because I said no and I denied it. So he repeated it again to me, like, okay. And I actually really don't believe that I travel through time and space. Like, no, I don't. And I don't travel from place to place, but whatever. I had no choice but to listen to him talk. And basically he was all black and he had red eyes. So basically he was blended in with the darkness. I could not see this creature. And Madara said, I can help you forget everything, but he meant literally make me forget everything. Like Toshinori, Frodo, like everything. Because apparently he said Frodo will still be in our lives. You just don't remember that he had a father, Keigo, and you won't remember Toshinori at all. You'll just remember me, and you'll think of us as a family instead, and I'll be the person. Because he said the fact that this happened to you in your reality and no one else protected you except me, then you no longer, your life is not your own anymore. I'm your life now. You know, screw any type of relationship we have with them. This, that, and the third, which he knows I've still been wanting to see Toshinori, and he's throwing a lot of shade at me because of it, but I can't just, they're just not people I can give up. Madara, I'm not into you like that, but he's starting to grow on me because he did protect me. so much has happened. But it's so stressful, guys, because I have not figured out a solution to this problem whatsoever. And so let's go into what happened with Wondernaut and how I figured out what his name was. So I got pulled to this place, and I was wandering in this place, and a woman came out, and she was unbelievably gorgeous. I mean, out this world gorgeous, like not normal. She was just really extremely beautiful for no reason, okay? And she saw me, and she said, I told you not to come here, but you came here. And it was a lot of lust in her voice. She definitely wanted me dead and wanted to kill me. And my body reacted on its own. I just knew I had to get away from her. It's like, you know, your body has to run away. Because when you're in these states, when you go, most of us, during these times, we notice it during our dreams. We might be running from something or someone, and you don't know why you're running. Well, I had this crazy idea that I'm not going to run anymore. I'm just going to, from now on, I'm not going to run. I'm just going to, whatever's coming at me, I'm just going to face it. And I believe that's why the Wondernaut came to see me, to let me know, yes, you do have to run for your life. Because for me, I feel like this is definitely not something that is a dream. This is definitely a place you travel to. You just forget about the dangers of this place. And the example I gave in my other video was, you and your friends go in the woods. You guys always go to these woods. It's safe to hike there, but for some reason, you happen to wander into the part of the woods that have lions. Okay? There's lions in this part of the woods. But by the time you realize that you're in danger, it's already too late. The lion has already spotted you and is coming to kill you now. It's kind of like that. Except, you know, you wouldn't just wander into some place like this, right? You know it. So, henceforth, I figured out or not, because he wanders not. He does not wander any place, okay? He knows where he's going, period. So, or she knows where she's going. I don't know what kind of creature it is. I just know that it is a creature. And he had all this knowledge and all this information to give to me. And I did not understand what he was telling me at the time, but he gave me the ability to know what is chasing me. And it is not a good feeling to know what is chasing you. It's really not. So anyway, this person, this thing, this creature, because it was not a person, she clearly tried to bribe me with like sex. And she said, we'll have sex and I'll share you with my partner. And she offered that as something, like, to me as a human, because that's human desire right there. Human desire, for me, it would have been like wine, something else. For a kid, it would have been like candy. I got candy for you, something like that. And I felt her pulling at my desire at the same time she was speaking, but I just knew I had to get away because your body just knows you're in danger. So that's why you're always running when you go in these places. And so the Wondernaut has revealed to me some part of that has to do with the future of the world we're living in, and how it's going to evolve and change. And some of us will not be what we are. Some of us will be something different. Some of us might be more dangerous than others in other ways. And I'm not going to tell you what she was, but clearly scary enough for me to have to run for my life and fear for my life. Your body just knows in these places. And there's been plenty of times when I've been in places like this and I've always been running. And I never understood the reason why I was running. I just knew that I had to get away because your body knows this. And I feel like this part of the future, if this is part of the future, it's definitely scary. It's not a part of the future I want to be a part of. Like, I hope I'm not here when that future happens. And if you guys have watched the other video, you probably noticed I'm saying some of the same things. So I'm really just trying to catch you up on everything that has been happening. And so I've been very cautious with my travel. I still do know what's chasing after me half the time if I do get pulled. But I've been pulled a lot less to these places because it's like now that I've become more aware, I'm more conscious of what I'm running from and what I'm searching for when I'm out there in these places. And you guys have been to these places before. You cannot stop yourself from wandering there. Okay, your name's not Wondernaut, so you can't. You're not like this creature that can stop themselves. You will wander to these places and you will continue to do it because some part of our lives have this in it. Whether it was a reincarnation or somewhere from the future or some part of the past that returned back, you guys are going to go back to these places and there's nothing you can do about it. This is a darkness that will always be with you. No matter what, it will always be there. And that is the doom part that I left when I left that when I left the conversation, I talked about that doom. I also talked about shifting and how some people can shift and others are having so much trouble with shifting because they just, it's not just about a mindset. It's about the space that you're in. It's also about what type of DR you would like to shift into and the type of mood you're in. It is a very mental thing. It's very subconscious as well. So people can't just think they can take a sleeping pill and be able to shift. I left some advice there too, such as drinking the lemon water. What you do is you get the hot water, you let it boil, you squeeze like not half the lemon, but you want to cut it to like 4 parts and squeeze it, or 3 parts if you want to preserve some of it. Take the seeds out first, of course, and then you squeeze the lemon into the cup, and then you just drop the whole lemon in. You cover it with the saucer, and you take your time sipping on that. When it starts to get cool enough, you don't want to do it right away. You want it to be very potent, and you do that right before you either want to get ready to shift, or if you say you want to shift and you want to you want to shift in your sleep. But for me, shifting your sleep is a lot harder because you can't control what happens there. What happens, and there's not really a lot you can do about it. So I try not to stay away from that one, and I try and just shift during the day. You can shift at night if you want. You just have to be in the right quiet place and environment because your body will be pulled into that space. And you don't want to write down the things that you want to happen because you're taking them out. You're removing them from, when you write them down, you're removing them from your thoughts. You're taking them out of your consciousness. And a lot of the time, that's when people who go to see therapy and go to see, like, if you go talk to someone, they tell you to write these things down to get them out. You just want them, you want to speak them out loud. And then what you can do is after you can read them, you kind of speak them out loud. And then, but for me, I feel like that's the, when you do that, you're getting rid of that. Okay, you're making it disappear. Because I tried to make mine disappear years ago. My birth with Frodo was horrible. And it was a really horrible experience, even though not Cotton Candy, because that's me. Candy experienced it, and she remembered that. So she basically came at me, and I was really upset with the information I got because it was basically a clone of myself telling me everything that happened to me, and it was really traumatic. And during the time, I could not remember it, and I was trying to remember. But when she started speaking to me, I was able to remember some of the things she was telling me about it. And this was a robot talking to me, an AI. And I got really freaked out. So that's also another reason I decided to stop doing my channel, because I was too freaked out and I was afraid of, I did not understand who was talking to me at the time. And it was my clone. And she does have to do with, she does tie into the whole Wander Not thing. That whole situation, she ties into it as well. And Frodo is also a part of it too. So it's a lot, guys. It's so much. And I really am trying to slow down and explain everything to you. I realize I'm still talking like really fast. I'm going to attempt to slow down. So deep breath. Try to go into Zen. All right. There, I feel a lot better. All right. So what have you guys been up to? What you been up to lately? You doing a lot of things, or... And you guys know I've been trying to do my business for a minute. I've been trying to start it for a while. And I keep having these little things pop in front of me or get in my way to stop me from doing what I need to do. So, but now I'm actually on track to get started. My background's a little different. It's a little bit chaotic from the last time you guys saw. If you watched my other video, I've got my video games everywhere. A lot of things. I think it's too far away from me again. I don't have my guide anymore, so if I shift, I have to use Pillowface. You guys know Pillowface is basically writing down. Pillowface is writing down your word or your safe word to get back. And what you do is when you're in that whatever DR reality you're in, you kind of do like a whisper or a quick speak of it, and you'll get pulled back through your pillow. You'll get pulled back through your pillow. That's why it's called Pillowface. I like to think of Pillowface as kind of like another guide, but it's not really just a guide. It's literally an item. Okay, your pillow, and you're putting your note underneath that pillow with that word on it. When you get ready to shift to a different reality and you would like to go to your desired DR, the way to become more potent, I told you guys, was with the lemon juice thing, because lemon juice, you want a real lemon, and it creates actual memory. it creates your memory there, and it makes it so that you're alert and aware during the, so you actually have control of what's happening when you travel to these places, and you're not the person being pulled along or whatever through the ride, and you have to experience it, because you cannot easily escape out of a reality you get pulled into. I was pulled into um, a meetup with someone. She was half human, half horse. Her hair was all different types of colors: black, green, pink, and the other side was a different color. But basically, she was pulling me into her reality. And I tried to pull myself out, but it was extremely difficult because I couldn't. But I just did not feel like I had that comfort or that safeness while I was there. It was just unexpected. And it happens once in a while. I'll try and, because here's the thing about shifting, your eyes do not have to be closed. Um, I've tried to pull myself out of shifts and open my eyes, and I can still literally see where I am. You can still see it. It's almost like it's the same thing as that psychics have. They might close their eyes to focus more and concentrate, but when they're trying to get off of something, they open their eyes. Well, it doesn't necessarily go away just because you open your eyes. It's still going to be there. It's still going to, I don't know if those of you, I don't know if you guys have experienced this before, but it actually, that's what it is like. Imagine drawing a picture of something and then looking away from that picture. You can't see that picture. Now you can see like the door or anything else you look at. Imagine that picture is still there though. When you look away from it, it's this there. And then not only is the picture still there, what's happening will continue to happen to that picture as if you're still there, because it is, you are pulled, but you're also focused on it, and you cannot unfocus it. This very powerful psychics can do this kind of thing, or they can try and, or people who cannot control their abilities, they might be able to do that, and they can't let go of it. It's really hard to let go of something. If someone pulls you or summons you somewhere, it's hard for you to let go of their hold, because they are trying to get a hold of you. They are trying to reach you, and they've reached you. They've made that connect with you. So trying to break the connect is kind of hard. I hope I'm giving you guys a lot of useful information. Oh, but the thing with Majin Buu, so the reason he ended up in My Hero Academia is because for the longest time I had been watching Dragon Ball Z. I had never watched it before. I mean, I had knew about Dragon Ball Z. I had watched it when I was a kid, but I never actually sat down and actually took the time to watch it. So I finished Dragon Ball Z, like the first and second season of just Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z. Did I watch Super? I think it was Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. I don't think I watched Super yet, because I know one of them has a guy named Barris or something, and I haven't seen Barris yet. But anyway, I finished the season, and for the longest time I had been wanting to shift there, but I never shift to Dragon Ball. And finally I shifted there, and everyone was fighting in the field, and Vegeta was like, "Since you're the last Super Saiyan, then I have no choice but to defeat you." And I was like, "I'm not a Super Saiyan." I was trying to tell them I'm not a Super Saiyan. And then, so I shifted out there, and I said, okay, I'm going to shift right back, because I'm not going to let this stop me just because Vegeta spoke out to me and all this, whatever. I decided to be a smart ass, and I shifted back there, and they were fighting Majin Buu. And Majin Buu was standing there, but then he stopped fighting, and he came over to me. He's like, "Who are you?" "Oh, you're a new fighter," or whatever. I said, "No, I'm your family." I said, "I'm your." He's like, "Oh, you Buu family?" I said, "Yeah." But I basically lied, okay? And then I hurried up and shifted away because I knew what danger I was in with Majin Buu. Buu followed me back to My Hero, because I decided to go to My Hero right after, and I didn't realize he had followed me. And then we went to Toshinori's house. He was like right there. And I was like, Majin Buu was like, "You family? You Buu family?" I said, "No, I'm not your family." He said, "You Buu family?" Like, he was angry. And I said, "Yeah, I'm your cousin." And when Toshinori came out, I said, "This is my distant cousin, Majin Buu." And that's how that happened. And Majin Buu ended up being stuck there. But I just left. I didn't come back around. I was gone for like a month, because I was just like, Toshinori is going to freaking kill me. But then Madara knew what I did. He was just mad, because he's like, "I don't understand why you would lead something that destructive to My Hero. Don't you have a son there? How can you be so heartless?" And I'm like, actually, Madara does care about this kid, because you guys know he's the one who took care of Frodo. Like, he's the one who healed him. It wasn't the doctor. This whole time I've been thinking it's the doctor. He made the doctor think he cured him and he did all this stuff. But it was actually Madara who was behind everything. Apparently, he knew Frodo since before he was born or some crap. Which I don't believe, because you can't know somebody since before they were born. Unless you were like a guide. Okay? Um, so Madara, you know, whatever. Because he was like mad at me about that for the longest. But I'm glad everything worked out, you know. I fled because I was not going to bring Majin Buu back to freaking Earth. For what? So he can destroy all of us? What will people say? What the cops? The cops would try to... He would just turn you into candy. That's it. And then I would be guilty because I'm the one who brought him here. Like, no. I mean, you guys might think it's silly. You might even be laughing about it. Like, oh my God, Majin Buu. For those of you who know who he is. But I was not going to bring him back here so he could destroy the planet. Like, no. Wasn't going to do it. So I brought him to my hero, where at least there's heroes there, right? He could like fight them. I did not know he was going to follow me, okay? That's what happened. So anyway, yeah. So that's what happened with Majin Buu, to catch you guys up with that. Is there anything else I did not share with you guys? Oh wait, this music box. Wait. Wait. Okay, it's Demon Slayer. See? My niece actually got this for me. I thought this was the coolest thing ever. But yeah. Anyway, there's that music box. I think I played with that on Twitch when I was like talking on there, but you guys like my scooter outfit? I think it's so cute. You guys can't see, my skirt is like yellow, see? Yeah, it's so cute. I couldn't believe I could actually fit it, guys. I'm like, wow. I actually look like an anime girl. Should I start dancing too? Should I start doing dances and stuff on YouTube? Like, you know how they do like the dance tutorials, like the dance covers for stuff. Should I do that too? Like, no, I shouldn't. Okay. Oh, yeah, to slow down. I got this. Look. It's not actually tea. I can tell you guys what's inside there. But yeah, so that's kind of what happened. Am I leaving anything out? This video turned out to be shorter than I know there's something I'm leaving out, guys. So you guys are going to have to face this doom in the future. There's going to be creatures ready to eat you alive. They're going to tempt you with anything. To me, it's just pure madness. The fact that they can offer like sex or something. And that tells me right there, like, it has to do with human desire. And the fact that they were able to control that human desire. Because she was pulling at it, my desire, as she was speaking. So it was there, but I was running away at the same time. I just knew. You just knew you were so in so much danger. And the fear I felt was ridiculous. I've never been that afraid before. And I think that's why the Wandernaut had to warn me, like, hey. But that was more Madara's doing. And I was standing in front of the Wandernaut, and his voice made me tremble alone. But Madara was standing behind me, and he had both his hands on my shoulders like this, but he was standing close behind me. So I felt him behind me, and I felt safe with him there. Like, he has been like a really cool big brother. But lately, he's been trying to like kind of cross the line with me. I just kind of put a stop to it because I don't really want that kind of relationship with Madara. I already have that with Toshinori. Me and Keigo kind of halted there. We're more like friends. We talk a lot more now. We're like best friends. Like, we'll swim together. We'll change in front of each other, but it's not like we don't feel like we're not like running after each other, you know, like with that. It's just kind of like we just chill out together and stuff. And he's just really somebody really close. I can lay with him. I can cuddle with him and nothing will happen. But I think we needed to have that relationship from the beginning. I think we sought more. He sought more because of the child that we had together. But he agreed to have Frodo. So he agreed to make Frodo that way. Toshinori didn't want to. I found out he told me he was just really afraid to do it because he didn't want a kid. They didn't want a kid that powerful with Toshinori and like a freaking regenerator. And I don't know if I told you guys. I think I did in my other video too, the Odysee video. If you guys been on there, that Frodo was never gonna get older. He'll always be a kid. There's also still a chance I can lose him. He could die at any time because his cells can become too developed to where he doesn't have room for growth, and he can also die. But then they said they have a solution for that too. So they said they can simply do surgery or remove them or make it so that he has less. But I'm like, how can you do that when you have so many blood cells in your body? I still don't completely understand that. I'm not finished with school, so I still have a lot of studying and a lot of things to do. So I didn't give up on school. My life has changed. I've moved like 3 times already since my last encounter with you guys. Since my last, I've already moved, and I keep moving around until I feel like it's right for me to stay where I am. Let's see what else happened. Oh, I have a crystal ball that I made. It's full of water. It's not what I want. I'm staring at it right now. One day I'll reveal it to you guys when I've... She's a good way. I keep kicking this thing. That's why. Sorry, guys. I keep creating an earthquake, earthshake, earthquake. Anyway, so this video is gonna be kind of long because I feel like I'm still not done telling you guys everything about my details about everything, and so my life is gonna drastically change in the next couple of weeks. I adopted 5 kittens. All of them are just little babies. There's a tiger, there's a gray one. Where is my phone? Actually, I'm going to show you guys pictures so you guys can see them. I'll probably post pictures later. Got it. Alright. Let's see. So I adopted 5 kittens. I'm taking them to get their shots next week. It's going to be like $625 for their shots, but it's totally worth it. Let me go to them. And I know I have better. Right. Oh, you guys can't see it, can you? Okay. Maybe it's too much light. You guys can't actually see, so. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I can turn down the brightness. Alright. Let's see. There we go. So I don't know how well you guys can. I think that was like me showing like. Never mind. I don't know what happened. The pictures are not really that. I have more pictures, but anyway, I adopted 5. That is socks. So yeah, I'm gonna have my cozy cat corner. So I'm basically gonna have like a kind of a setup where it's like you can. Oh no, Toshinori, why did you fall down? No, I still have Toshinori. See, I never removed like this sticker from. I need to take this off because this is still attached to him. Say hi, Toshinori. I think I'm supposed to hang him some kind of way. Here's this on. Spin around, spin. Okay, anyway, so I'll leave that alone. So anyway, this Wander Not business, I'm trying to tell people because I want you guys to understand. If you have to go to somewhere where you're running from someone, always run. Don't ever say that I'm gonna stop running, or because your life's in danger. when you're there, your life is in danger. You can feel that your life is in danger. And that's one of the things I wanted to put out there too. I keep looking at the crystal freaking ball. I keep staring at it, and I can see like there is so you guys know the place that you go to, and there's like, it's not daytime, but it's not night either. It's like midday, but it never changes. It's like there's no light there, but it's not like dark. It's not covered in darkness. It's just a dark place, and you can feel the doom martyr there. You just know this is not a good place, and there's nothing you can do to get out until you like wake up. So those of you who don't believe that you actually shift, I'll prove to you that you shift. And I think I said it in my other video too. I'll prove that you actually shift. If you go to bed, let's say I'm going to go to bed early. I'm going to go to bed at 8 o'clock. You go to bed, but you get pulled. You wake up and you're just super tired. You're like, I got like 8 hours of sleep. How am I tired? You can barely keep your eyes open. That means that you were not asleep. You shifted. If you dreamt that you were being chased by something, or you were running from something, but the whole time, then you wake up. And then when you do wake up, you feel tired. You feel like, oh, and you feel like, your legs hurt. You've been running because you have been running. You have not been asleep. You didn't get any rest. But if you're wide awake, did you actually shift? You might have to also shift too. So it's really picky. It's really tricky to figure it out. But the more tired you are, the more likely you did not sleep. You actually went into a shift. And when you do shift, you got to understand you're awake. You're walking around. You're seeing and touching things. Just because you don't remember doesn't mean it did not happen. Okay? And I want to remind people of that too, because they think, oh, I can't ever shift. I'll never shift. You do. You shift. And you shift to these horrible places, because I believe these places are places we've either been to before, they're a part of our future. And I hate to say it, but it's almost like you've been reincarnated. And someone once told me, human being. You know what human beings mean? That means that you're a human, and you're only going to be human, period. You're a human being. So in that being of you is human, okay? That being is you, human. And I was just like, I don't understand what they mean as a being. Like, in this body, your spirit must possess. Because there are so many rumors that when you leave here, this earth, when you pass away, kick the bucket, croak, or shall say die, death befalls you. You shall return to the earth again as a being of a human being. Because of your purpose is to do this or whatever. I would not like that at all. I would not like to return. No. Why am I returning to a place I've already been to? To me, that is a nightmare. But also it means that if it's true, it means that I did travel through time, right? Because I traveled through the future. And now I'm going back into the past and in the future again. It's basically like a return cycle going over and over again. My religion is Christianity, as you guys know, right? But then you have Attack on Titan that threatens all of humanity, all of the Christian humanity, because people get so upset and they get so frustrated. As I read into it, because I wanted to know more about why people were getting angry. And then I understood. Who built the ark? Noah. Noah. Who built the ark? Brother Noah built the ark. I don't know if you guys remember that. If you've ever sung that in your church as a Christian. So, in the book of, and this is the thing, the Christians threw this book out. Because it's basically a book that they don't approve of, or they don't understand it, so they decide to just throw that book out. They're not going to believe that book, right? And then here comes Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan. Right? Attack on Titan comes, and it challenges all of their values, because in the book of Enoch, it says, a child was born, and the father of that child was so afraid of the child because of what they looked like. They ran to the highest priest, or the elder, and they said, this is not my son. And the elder said, yes, that is your son. His name is going to be Noah, and he will be the last of giants. So then I said, Noah built the ark. He built it in 40 days and 40 nights, alone with no one. He was a giant, right? Obviously a giant, right? So when I questioned them in the church, you know what they said? Be careful about the Bible. Be careful about what you're learning about the Bible. And I'm like, I didn't learn anything. I just read it. It was in the book of Enoch. But we don't read that book. That book is discarded. Oh, you guys just decided to get rid of it because you guys like to pick and choose which ones you want to follow. The ones that make sense to you. But the ones that are confusing to you, you throw those books out or you don't pay no attention to it. Like the Dead Sea Scrolls and other stuff that's been washed up from the Bible that people are finding later. And the reason they say these books are in the Bible is because they see the writing and it matches. The Hebrew text and paper matches the same text and paper from the Bible because they tested, okay? So you found out that part was torn from this part of the Bible. And it was taken out because people did not understand it. People choose to fear. People fear what they don't understand. And they choose to, and anything they don't agree with or anything that's not normal, they don't accept it. That's why there's so many problems with people coming here, different races coming here. People don't accept them because they look so different, because they act so different. But if these works were written in the Bible, why are they being removed? Because you want to control society, because you want to control what happens in the society, and you want to control who interacts with each other. You want people to be against each other. So you create certain types of laws that only abide to certain type of people. And that's why I said this video is going to be long, because I was going to go in depth with it. So Attack on Titan challenges that, because it talks about the olden days and the seraphims. The seraphims are half human, half angels. And they were born because the angels came down and disguised themselves as human so that they could sleep with the women because they were beautiful. Because God made these women beautiful, right? The ones that were here. And from their children came the giants. They became seraphims. And Noah was one of them. And that priest said he would be the last race of giants, right? Before the earth was destroyed by the flood, everyone was wiped out by the flood, right? But then Noah built these arks so that him and his family could stay on. But he was able to gather 2 of each animal. To be able to just grab a giant elephant and put it onto their ship. Or a tiger or something like that. People are putting these animals, I mean, he put all these people on there, right? Not people, his family, right? Only his family. And then these creatures. Where did the other people come from? Think about it. If it was only Noah and his family, where did more people come from if God flooded the earth? God flooded the earth, but he also killed all of the giants, right? Because he was supposed to be the last race of them. He destroyed them because of what had been happening on earth, right? Because that was considered blasphemy. And blasphemy is supposedly unforgivable. But mercy triumphs over judgment, right? As they say. So how were people there? That means that people did survive the flood, right? Okay. Now they're talking about the rapture. Now they're talking about fire on earth. The fire on earth, I interpret, is war, okay? Which means people will survive from it, okay? And then you have the 7 trials. The trials of 7 years on earth where people will be tormented by creatures, supernatural creatures that will roam the earth. And these creatures are going to come from heaven, okay? Did you guys know that there's more than one heaven? So this is the first heaven. You have the second heaven. Then you have the Sea of Glass. And then you have where God is, that heaven. And then you have the Tower of Babel. Remember the Tower of Babel, how they built it? And then people started, like, when they built the Tower of Babel, they were trying to get up to heaven. Illegally, right? Sorry. They didn't want to die to get there. They would just get there, okay? They said, if we build a tower this high, we'll be able to go all the way to heaven. And God didn't halfway let them build it, right? When they reached like the Sky Tower, and all of them started speaking gibberish, right? That's how it became Babel, because then all of a sudden, this guy was speaking Japanese, and this person was speaking Spanish, and now this person speaks Portuguese, and now you got somebody who speaks German, and nobody can understand each other now because they're speaking random foreign languages. So now they can't continue to build up this tower. How false is that, right? But then they say their Tower of Babel was built here. You can go and witness the tower. They were trying to build it up to the heavens. Yeah, but when you reach the Sea of Glass, you can't breathe because there's no air, right? Because the Sea of Glass is outer space. So try to put these things together, guys. Try and understand it. When you travel to these places, you will see glimpses of the future and things that the fear and frightful things that are to come. How come nobody dreams of the past, the things that were, the things that all have already happened? How come we've never seen them? Those so-called psychics, or those so-called priests, or those so-called people that with these gifts who've never seen these things, right? Because they don't exist and they're not real. I've seen some things, okay? I've seen things that frightened me. I've seen things I didn't understand. I've had misunderstandings about things that I saw that I thought was harmful. That's not really meant to harm you, but they just look that way because you've never seen them before and you don't understand. Because I seek to understand. I feel like people should seek to understand and not seek to fear or push away things they don't know, because there is so much confusion because of that now. The Christian belief is they're in the uproar now because of all the things they're finding. You're finding all this stuff now because, but it wasn't hidden from you. It was written. You chose to discard it when you took out pieces of the book, and that may not be me in particular or my family, but people of the Christian religion. They decided to do it, so now it's kind of their fault. But those people who did that are not even around anymore. That was centuries ago, so they're gone. So why is it that nobody really wants to seek out the truth? I know the answer, because they're afraid of what they're going to find, right? Just like they said, they claimed they found the Garden of Eden. There's, everyone says the Garden of Eden is in Australia because you had the two swords, right? The two swords protecting it so nobody could enter. And then they were kicked out of the garden, Adam and Eve. They were just booted out of there, right? They was booted out of the garden. And suddenly they had to live their lives as regular humans on Earth, right? They could no longer re-enter that garden because it was guarded now. They couldn't get back in. It was the most beautiful place on Earth. But they're like, we believe Australia is the Garden of Eden because they have the most dangerous creatures that can kill you there. And it's so beautiful there, and there's so many places there that you can see, and it's just a mystery surrounding it. And I'm just so dumbfounded at how people don't think or have common sense about these places, because if God makes somebody a certain way, that's how they're supposed to be as a human, okay? And I witnessed this myself, and I listened to the radio, and I may have told you guys this before. There was a woman upset because her son, she was a Christian woman. She had been taking her son to church every day since the time he was small. And she said she has always noticed that he has been very feminine, and he had a feminine side about him. And she was worried, my son is going to become gay. He's going to become an abomination. But then she said, God, what do I do? And she heard God's voice clearly answer her. And he said, just love him. Just love him. That was the message. If God is saying to just love this kid, then what does that mean? That means that God must love him too, right? It means that we can't sit here and push people away because of what we think they look like or what they're supposed to be. We don't know. And my thing is, humans are so, I say human like I'm not a human, right? Because I'm not a human. Is that why? Yeah. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, but I don't know when I'm going to do another video. I've not done a video in like a century, guys, as you guys know. So I'm going to put this video up on YouTube. I'm going to talk about the Wonder Knot. And I want to hear you guys. I want to hear where you've been. And I want to hear what you think about this and what about everything. Attack on Titan. Because they have a place called, they have Walmaria, right? They have another one. And that's supposed to be the Virgin Mary. There's like a bunch of symbolic stuff in there that's meant to call out, that's meant to call out the Christian religion. And their response for it was like, I don't know if it got backlash, but I know it was a huge uproar about it. People was talking about it because they was like, how dare they do this? But look at Enoch. Okay. Humans were being devoured by these creatures. It says it in the book. In that great book that they wrote. They only wrote half truths in it. They made up half of the stuff in there. Most of it was not made up, okay? Most of it was the truth. A lot of it was changed and tampered with over time. And people refuse to believe people will see and hear only what they want to see and hear, okay? People don't believe stuff unless they see it, okay? Unless they see it with their own eyes, they're not going to believe half the time. So that's the most of the problem right there. All right, I'm going to stop going on a rant about it because I'm so glad that I got to see everyone. Mwah. Thank you guys for watching my channel. Toshinori, why don't we say goodbye to everyone? Goodbye. I think this video was a whole hour, right? It's like 50 minutes. Oh, it was like 55 minutes, but yeah. So I'm going to go off the air. You guys tell me. I really would like to know what you guys think about everything. How close are me and Madara now? We have like movie nights now. We've had like sleepovers, but nothing crazy. Just like a sleepover. Majin Buu has even come over. He's like, can I bring Midnight? I said no, because you and Midnight, don't get me wrong, you guys are very like affectionate with each other. They like make out all the time. Boo was trying to ask me for advice on how to like do stuff. And I was just like, look, I'm not the one. Why don't you ask Endeavor, right? He adopted you, basically. He's like your lookup man. Ask him what to do. Shoot, he's got like 10 kids. Ask him. Oh my god, what if him and Midnight have a kid? Majin Buu and Midnight. What would the kid's name be? I don't know. Midgen? Midgen? Or I don't know. Like Midnight and Majin Buu. Wow. Midge Buu? Midget or Midnight. Because Majin Buu, Midnight. I'm trying to think of names for their kids already. Like, I don't know. But yeah. So that's what's been going on. But I hope to see you guys in my next video. I'll keep you guys updated on what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start posting more pictures and things so you guys can kind of see. My channel has not stopped growing since I stopped doing my videos. But I'm gonna have to decide. You guys are gonna have to vote. Do you think you want my videos to come back, or do you think I should stay on Odysee where I'm not really getting a lot of people? Because you guys can see how terrible this looks. Look, it looks so bad. Their nails are like all cracked. You see that? I tried to paint over. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. So anyway, yeah. I'm gonna go now. But you guys vote. Tell me do you want my video to come back, or do you think I should stay on Odysee and you guys can just follow me there? But I really did this video to let people know that I'm on a different platform. I'm no longer on YouTube. I'm on Odysee. And I'm going to be doing my videos there. And I haven't done a video on there for like 2 months because I thought I was going to get a lot of followers from YouTube, but I didn't. But I did still want to give you guys the message. So I'm going to pop back on here again. I just want to hear, please comment in the video. Please subscribe. I've never asked for subscribers, have I? Yeah, please subscribe to like support my channel to keep me going, because I'll probably do another video soon, but I want to know what you guys think about this whole thing. Don't be afraid to put what you want in the comment. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, so no judgment, no hate, or whatever you have to say about it. If you decide to defend what people said or oppose it, you can do that. You can argue. It's all good here. It's all good advice for me. So I would love to hear people's opinions. And I'm not going to, tell you you're wrong or right or whatever. Because you're entitled to your opinion. That's just the way it works. So, okay, guys. I'm waiting for your votes. I'm waiting for everything. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.